Are you a citizen of the United States? Are you a citizen of the United States?
No, sir.
No, that's not flying by me. No, and to compound it that you're not even a citizen of the United States. We welcome you, and all you do is assault police officers and take cocaine. No, shame on you.
Sir.
Shame on you.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
And this is Cesar Mera. That's you, sir? Cesar Mera and Sorrento? There was a first amended motion to revoke probation in this, right?
Yes, sir.
In summary, this first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation filed on September 1st of this year states that on August 12th, 2021, in this case, you were placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation for assault on a public servant. Is all of that true and correct?
Well, this was set for a hearing, Judge, and this plea is coming from that.
Two states that you committed the offense of taking a weapon from an officer on or about August 8th, 2023 in Kendall County, Texas.
Judge,
Is that still pending?
Yes, sir.
Was he pleading true to that or not?
no, sir, I would ask the court not to let him plead for some of these other ones that are administrative. So he will not
Committed the
be-
offense of resisting arrest on or about
Yes,
August
sir.
8th in Kendall County?
He also has a urine test. He has not performed his community service hours. There are some other grounds, but I would rather not have him plead to taking a weapon from an
Let me
officer
ask you
in
on
Kendall
this.
County because I am not. I don't represent him there.
What's the deal on it? What's the deal?
The deal is 5 years.
5 years.
Well, this is serious. This is, I mean, a repeated allegation. Well, you pleaded true to this indictment, which was causing bodily injury to a peace officer. Now you've got on my watch here, while you were under this court's probation, taking a weapon from an officer and also resisting arrest.
Those are both out of the same incident. He was in a tussle with the officer there and
It sounds bad to
resisting
me.
the arrest and taking his taser is what he did, Judge.
Well, that doesn't sound good to me. It sounds kind of like you can't, you fight with police officers and you don't respect authority.
Judge, I'm not trying to tell the court the entire thing, but there was also some indications from talking to the people in Kendall County that he had some mental problems, that he'd been reported, that he'd been taken to a mental hospital
Did they
in San
indict him?
Antonio.
They did. They evaluated him and he had been released. So I can affirm that's true. But I can also affirm from talking to the witnesses on this that they took every method to work with him and he was just unreasonable. He was uncontrollable on that day, Judge.
Judge,
That
I'm
doesn't sound
concerned.
good.
No, sir. But I have talked to the officer. He is available to come for the hearing date. He knows that we have this agreement. He approves it. I'm asking the court to approve it. My preference is that he at minimum enter a plea to
Which
either
officer
count
are
2
you
or
talking
3.
about? The one in this indictment?
No, the
The
officer.
ones out of Kendall County.
Yep,
We got
ones
a lot
out
of
of-
officers here involved as victims, it sounds like.
I'm referencing, my comments are about the officer out of Vernon. I have not recontacted the officers in regards to this agreement. I was in contact with them before I gave the probation offer that I did to Mr. Roebuck on this case originally.
And then there, not the least of which here is he's showing positive for cocaine.
Yes, sir.
Where was that?
That was here in Jefferson County after he was arrested and brought back to Jefferson County.
Okay, they brought him pretty quick.
I believe.
Brought him pretty quickly. And so he was in custody in Kendall County. Then they brought him here, right?
He was in a mental hospital from August the 8th until August the 14th. And he was released when he came to report to us on August 17th.
Oh, okay. He was not, well, how did he, on the assaults, what do you do, bond out?
Well, they took him into a mental health evaluation from this incident.
And then they just released him. They didn't pick him back up?
They picked him up and brought him back to the hospital. And then he was committed to the mental hospital.
I believe he was released from the mental hospital.
And then what did he do when he was released from the mental hospital?
His family brought him back here.
Yeah, and then he shows positive for cocaine on the way. he stops and gets him some cocaine.
Either that or it was in his system from the.
For a week? I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
Well, Judge, I don't know what he took. I don't know what.
I'm not naive
He was
to
in the
that.
hospital for a week. Judge, I just feel very reluctant because he does have that other charge.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that your charge is not serious because it
See,
is serious.
pre-sentence report? It was-
Yes, sir. I think-
No, he's looking at 20 years in prison. To me, I find
Yes,
that pretty
Let
darn
me find
serious,
this, Judge. I thought I had.
this is, but fighting with the police is ridiculous. Ridiculous. On probation, fighting, so you're on probation for it, so you quite naturally fight with the police. And then you're tested positive for cocaine. What do you do right? All you do is you're committing all kinds of crimes.
Yes, sir. I live 13 when coming to the hospital.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
Who'd you get your cocaine from?
Nobody.
Oh, okay. So you tested positive for cocaine and you don't know how that happened?
I don't
It was a
know.
miraculous event?
Yeah, because I don't do
A
it.
miraculous event.
But you know, I did the wrong stuff. And I apologize for it.
Wait a second. Okay. He was on 5 years deferred probation before he even came to us for assault on a public servant. In this county?
I don't think that's right, Judge.
I
Well,
don't
that's what
believe
the
that's
pre-sentence
correct,
report
Judge.
was.
He had a prior DWI.
Can you check? Are you from around here?
Hmm? I live on-
Are you a citizen of the United States? Are you a citizen of the United States?
No, sir.
No, Judge, this one that you're referencing, that's the offense that he's on probation for. All of those arose out of the same incident and we resolved it in one probation.
No, that's not flying by me. No, and to compound it that you're not even a citizen of the United States. We welcome you and all you do is assault police officers and take cocaine. No, shame on you.
Sir.
Shame on you.
Okay.
We'll set this for a hearing on a motion to revoke probation hearing. And we'll see what happens and we'll go from there. I'm not accepting a deal here on this.
Yes, sir.
This is not appropriate behavior for anyone, citizen or non-citizen, but shame on you
Yeah,
for not following the rules. All right, I'm gonna set it in 4 weeks. Tell me, and if you can't be ready, let me know.
Yes.
He was not going to cooperate with us and in fairness, Judge, the officer was willing to come. His supervisor would not allow him.
I'm shocked. I mean, I'm truly shocked. So this defendant who is on probation for assault on a public servant, which is what, a second-degree felony, is alleged to have attempted to take a weapon from an officer, committed the offense of resisting arrest of search from an officer, 2 serious offenses, and law enforcement in this state is refusing to cooperate with these allegations here in Jefferson County on a fellow law enforcement officer that was put in harm's way.
It would not authorize a 6-hour one-way trip to come and testify, Judge.
Yeah.
I will remind Your Honor that this was, we had pled this. He actually pled true to the accusation that we're talking about. The agreement was 5 years. Your Honor rejected that agreement and set it for a hearing.
How is that for a justice system where you finally have a judge who is willing to punish criminals more severely for breaking the law, only to have the law say they don't want the criminal to be punished more? That is, as the Honorable Judge Stevens just said, shocking.
At that time, I had already spoken with the witness on multiple occasions in preparation. And as I said, he was cooperating, and he was cooperative up until his supervisor told him he couldn't come.
They need to name that supervisor and even put a picture up. And next time, I'm sure they will be much, much more cooperative.
I'm not putting his job in jeopardy. I'm just informing the court what's going on.
Well, but
Yes, sir.
they take an oath to uphold the laws of the state of Texas and the United States, and this is part of it. This is the way the laws work.
Judge.
But they
frankly-
decided what laws they want to follow. That just is shocking.
Frankly, we've had this trouble out of Houston area places as well, and that's a lot closer.
What's Kendall County? What's this?
Bernie, Texas.
Bernie.
He still will have to face these charges there, Judge. They're still pending to my last verification.
So without just normal, decent, customary assistance from a fellow executive branch of government here in this state of Texas, we have turned two serious offenses in a motion to revoke probation into, well, really, I guess you've got number one, the urine sample,
Yes, sir.
and number
I can proceed on four.
4 and 5,
Yes, sir.
which are, serious, but not as serious as an attempt to take a weapon from an officer or resist arrest. And the defendant, my God, is on probation for assault of a public servant. And I would think an allegation of trying to take a weapon from an officer and resisting arrest are pretty much in the same general subject matter, which would be highly probative of the circumstances around this offense. I'm shocked, but I didn't think that Texas had gotten to that point where they were not going to help another law enforcement agency in this state on a second-degree felony when it involves assault on a peace officer both times. I can't imagine. So much for the old saying of they're in it together. That's a terrible thing. This is not like coming from another hemisphere or another state. My goodness, Bernie's about 3.5 hours away and they don't want to do it. That's terrible. That's terrible. So folks who are charged with this behavior get free passes is what happens on that. I can't believe that in 2023 we have digressed rather than progressed in this. That's terrible. I've never heard of I understand if it was from another country, but not another county. All right. Then in the state of Texas versus Cesar Marin Saranto, you're Mr. Saranto. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statements you make today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? So lower your hand. In summary, this alleges that on August 12th, 2021, you were placed on 5 years deferred or unadjudicated probation in this court for assault on a public servant, a second-degree felony. Is that true? Allegation 1 states you provided a urine sample on or about August 17th, 2023, which showed the presence of cocaine in your system in violation of your probation order condition 10. Is that true or untrue? Sir. Right. Number 4 alleges that you failed to immediately report to your probation officer your arrest in Kendall County, Texas, in violation of condition 9 of your probation order, which requires you to promptly report. It says immediately report to your probation officer any arrest. Did you fail to do that? And is that true?
Yeah, no report, yes, no report because I've been in the hospital, so.
Well, did you ever report it at all? Did you ever report it to your probation office after you got out of the hospital? No?
No.
I mean, you could have reported it sometime, right?
Yes.
But you never did.
I tried calling 2 times.
You called 2 times.
Two
Who?
times for probation officer.
Well, what did they say?
No answer, so they didn't call me back.
Oh, I only call them 3 or 4 times a day and they've never failed to answer. And I just call the front desk.
No, yeah.
I do it every day. I've never had that problem. Well, okay, you called a couple. Why didn't you call a 3rd time or a 4th time or a 5th time? Because they're at their office all day.
Yeah, because he didn't call me back when.
They were having to call you back?
Yeah, him called me back.
You had to call them, sir.
No, him called me back. When I called 2 times.
He's referring to the supervising officer in Kendall County.
In Kendall County.
Mm-hmm.
Judge, could I ask him a few questions?
Hold on, number 5. Let's go to number 5. Yep. You failed to provide verification of performing community service hours. And let's see, it says you have failed to perform the community service hours. You were required to perform 800 service hours. And that was from the outset of your probation on August 12th of 2021, which would have been two years and 3 or 4 months, 26, 27 months. And according to the first amended administrative hearing sent to this court in a memo from Ms. Martinez here, it states that you have performed 0 hours of community service. Is that true or untrue?
That's true. Yes, sir. Yes.
Are you pleading true then to allegations 1, the urine sample in August 17th of 23 that tested positive for cocaine, and true to number 5, failing to perform community service hours as required? Are you pleading true as they are alleged?
I'll do it wrong, sir.
Are you admitting that
Sorry.
that you failed to do those?
Yes, sir.
Or, okay, 1 or more violations of your probation are enough. If I find by a preponderance of the evidence or greater weight of the credible evidence to grant the motion to revoke probation, your probation can now be revoked. And you're looking at no less than 2 nor more than 20 years confinement, right? This is a 2nd-degree felony. Correct, everybody? Anybody? It says 2nd degree on the judgment or order. So knowing that, do you insist on pleading true today?
What I say? What I say?
Yes, you have to speak. And that means you're going to place it in my hands. Is that what you want to do?
I want to. You want to stay in probation, sir.
I know what you want to say, but it's my decision. Do you
I know,
understand?
sir, but
Okay, you're going to get a chance to be heard here in a minute to tell me what you want. But do you understand? I can
yes,
find you guilty and sentence you no less than 2 nor more than 20 years confined.
yes, sir.
All right. Do you insist on pleading true today?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Grove. Mr. Grove is a very fine man and he's going to do a good job for you. Go ahead, David.
Sir, let me ask you a couple of questions. What happened on this number 1 was you were August the 17th of this year. In other words, right after you got out of the hospital in San Antonio, you went to Port Arthur, Texas. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And you appeared, and that is where you had the positive drug test for cocaine. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. You know where that cocaine came from?
I don't know. I did. Yes, sir.
Okay. At the time when you were in the hospital in San Antonio, they were giving you a number of medications, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for all this experience.
And you don't know all the things that you were taking while you were in the hospital, but you at least know you're taking that many pills on a daily basis, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then you also have not, on count 5, you have admitted to the judge that you have not done any community service hours while you've been on probation. Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
Why haven't you done any community service hours?
Oh, because they never tell me how to do it. So,
Okay. They never told you you had to do it.
yes, sir.
Okay. During the time when you were on probation from 2021 until until today, have you made the payments you were supposed to make that you were ordered by Judge Stevens?
Every month.
Did you miss any payments while you were out in the free world?
No.
Okay. While you were in jail, you could not make any payments and you weren't
Yeah.
earning any money. All right. Did you not report to the probation department on any occasions?
No, sir.
Okay. What would you like for Judge Stevens to do with your probation for the rest of your probation?
So they wanna give me 5 more years probation and do my payments and put my colors. And I love my family. And I'm so sorry, when I do it.
All right, you'd like the judge to leave you on probation,
Yes, sir.
give you 5 more years probation, is what you said. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
But keep you on probation where you could be in the community.
Yes, sir.
And you also said that if the judge wanted you to do some penitentiary time or jail time, you wanted to do that on weekends if you could.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you'd like the judge to know about what you would like him to do if he were to give you an option to stay on probation? You've talked about your family. You want to be with your family, so you can be with your family. Anything else? Tell the judge.
Anything else? So I'll never fight again with the police. Never. I go straight to the church there, and I don't come back here no more.
I'll pass the witness.
Don't have any questions of this witness, Judge.
Let me get this straight. You were placed on probation for assaulting a public servant, second-degree felony. We gave you a second chance. You have admitted to testing positive for cocaine in violation of your probation order and failing to provide verification of community service hours. But like I said, you're on probation for over 2 years and you haven't performed one community service hour. I'm not even going to consider the truly disappointing lack of effort from Kendall County to support their charges that they instituted that are part of this probation order. That was part of this motion to revoke probation that included 2 new crimes, 2 criminal offenses, which and not the least of which is taking a weapon from an officer. But all of this, sir, you've been, I'm looking at your criminal history here and it dates to 2019 with the assault. That's in that you were placed on probation for. So that's going back, about 4 years now? The event goes back over 4 years. Is this correct from what I'm reading here in these papers, that you are not even a citizen of the United States? You're not a citizen of the United States, are you? We welcome all people who want to come to America, but we don't want you to make it worse and make a mess. You've been here since 2019. What have you done to try to get your citizenship and become and matriculate into America like my relatives did, for example, just 3 generations ago? But you're not even a citizen of the United States and you're making a mess everywhere.
Yes. I don't know what happened to me, sir.
You can make choices like I do.
No.
I'm sure America is a dream that you have to put work into. You have to follow the rules. You have to work together with everyone. You're not doing any of that. You're just working for yourself. You're being selfish, not selfless. We're supposed to be all in this together, but you want to work against the rules. But that's not what the dream of America is about. It's not supposed to be selfish. It's supposed to be working together so we all move forward together. There is enough evidence here to grant this first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation. As I find allegations 1 and 5 are proven true. Your deferred or unadjudicated probation is now revoked. Earlier in this case, you pleaded guilty to the second-degree felony of assault of a public servant. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this underlying second-degree felony. As your probation is revoked, you are hereby found guilty and sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 10 years.
This next part on Off the Record, I think should be part of every tourism website advertising America as the place to visit, as well as a big picture of Judge Stevens saying, "And if not, stay home."
If you want to stay in America, I urge you to become part of America and follow the rules and respect others and live peaceably. That's my hope for you. You have not proven to do that. You now you got this other mess in Kendall County where it's very serious. Again, you just don't seem to, you seem to abuse authority. And when you assault a public servant, you're spitting on that flag, because that's what they stand for. They wear the flag on their shoulder. It stands for the ideals that we all believe in. You're here for some good reason. You must want to be here, but you've got to be a part of it in the right way. You can't be a part of it by being a felon, a criminal. You got to follow the rules and live peaceably, sir. That's my wish for you. And I wish you would start doing that and respecting the laws. That is all. Thank you.
Like this episode, then you'll probably love this next one I made on screen now. To all my American subscribers, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.